Welcome to PC, Police Chase, where every pursuit is real and there are no second chances. Just one split-second decision can send everything spiraling into speed, chaos, and consequences that can never be taken back. If you're ready, let's begin right now. On the 16th of March 2025, while patrolling westbound along Highway 826 near Northwest 67th Avenue, Sergeant Mulvey of the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a black Ford Mustang with white racing stripes being driven in an extremely reckless manner. When the trooper activated emergency lights and sirens to initiate a traffic stop, the driver, Alejandro Garcia Estrada, immediately accelerated away at speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour. During the pursuit, Estrada repeatedly weaved through traffic lanes and even used the shoulder in an attempt to shake pursuing officers, narrowly avoiding several serious crashes. After exiting the highway at Northwest 122nd Street, the suspect ran a red light and slammed into a white vehicle that was legally traveling through the intersection. The violent collision caused the Ford Mustang to flip upside down, leaving Estrada trapped inside the wrecked vehicle. After being pulled from the overturned vehicle with assistance from Sergeant Mulvey and an off-duty officer, Estrada continued acting aggressively and resisting law enforcement. Officers were ultimately forced to deploy a taser to subdue and handcuff the suspect before placing him into a patrol vehicle. Even after being taken into custody, Alejandro Garcia Estrada continued violating the law by allegedly offering Sergeant Hernandez a large sum of money in exchange for his release. After receiving medical evaluation at Jackson West Medical Center, Estrada was transported to the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center and booked on multiple charges, including fleeing and eluding law enforcement with disregard for public safety, reckless driving causing a crash and injuries, resisting arrest, and bribery of a public official. On the 13th of March, 2025, in Broward County, Florida, Sergeant B. White of the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a maroon sedan traveling 107 miles per hour along Interstate 95 inches, a 65 miles per hour zone. When the trooper initiated a traffic stop, the driver initially appeared to comply but suddenly accelerated away moments later, triggering a high-speed pursuit. The pursuit continued for approximately 13 miles as the suspect repeatedly weaved through traffic and barreled through a construction zone lined with barriers. Units led by Sergeant Henriquez Zuniga and Sergeant Daniel Rodriguez quickly coordinated the pursuit in an effort to stop the sedan from continuing to endanger motorists along Interstate 95. Near the Hollywood Boulevard area, the suspect lost control and collided with a concrete median barrier. Seizing the opportunity, Sergeant Henriquez Zuniga immediately executed a precise pit maneuver, successfully disabling the vehicle completely. After the vehicle came to a stop, the driver continued ignoring commands from law enforcement, forcing officers to physically remove the suspect from the car in order to complete the arrest. The suspect was later identified as Patrick Pierre. A search of the vehicle led officers to recover a Taurus handgun hidden beneath the front seat, nearly $12,000 in cash, multiple credit cards and suspicious documents, along with a quantity of suspected marijuana. Records also showed that Patrick Pierre had a prior criminal history. After receiving medical evaluation at a hospital, Pierre was transported to the Broward County Jail and booked on charges including fleeing and eluding law enforcement with disregard for public safety, reckless driving, unlawful possession of a firearm, and other related criminal offenses. At approximately 11:05 p.m. on the 10th of April 2024 in Lee County, Florida, Sergeant David Blake of the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a black 2008 Lexus IS speeding at extremely high speeds along State Road 82. Radar readings showed the vehicle traveling at 102 miles per hour before accelerating to 112 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. When the trooper activated emergency lights and sirens to initiate a traffic stop, the driver ignored the commands and fled the scene. Sergeant Blake immediately initiated pursuit in a Dodge Charger patrol vehicle equipped with full emergency lights and sirens. During the chase, the suspect repeatedly performed evasive maneuvers, including pretending to pull onto the shoulder before suddenly making a U-turn and driving the wrong way along SR 82. Recognizing that the driver was becoming increasingly dangerous and had no intention of stopping, Sergeant Blake decided to deploy a pit maneuver. The precise impact to the left rear side of the Lexus caused the vehicle to spin out and come to a stop in the middle of the roadway. Immediately after the vehicle came to a stop, the driver quickly raised his hands in surrender and was taken into custody by officers at the scene without any further resistance. The suspect was later identified as Yusniel Alberto Perez Valdez. At the scene, Valdez claimed that he fled because he was scared and did not realize the pursuing vehicle was a police unit, despite the patrol car displaying fully activated emergency lights and clearly marked state trooper lettering on the side. After receiving medical evaluation at Lee Memorial Hospital, the suspect was transported to the Lee County Jail and booked on charges including fleeing from a marked patrol vehicle with lights and sirens activated, fleeing causing damage to government property, and excessive speeding violations. On the night of the 4th of July 2025, in Little Rock, Arkansas, the Little Rock Police Department, LRPD, initiated a pursuit of a black 2007 Chevrolet Tahoe along Interstate 430. Before the Arkansas State Police joined the chase, the suspect had already collided with another vehicle and continued fleeing southbound on South Shackelford Road. As the pursuit became increasingly dangerous with speeds continuing to rise, Sergeant Ronald Grace of the Arkansas State Police took over the lead position along South Shackelford Road. The suspect continued driving recklessly even after the initial collision, forcing law enforcement to quickly implement a strategy to stop the vehicle before more people could be harmed. Near the Clearwater Drive area, Sergeant Grace successfully executed a TVI maneuver, causing the Chevrolet Tahoe to lose control and come to a stop with heavy front-end damage. After the Tahoe came to a complete stop, officers quickly moved in and took the driver into custody at the scene without any further resistance. The suspect was identified as Nakia L. Harris. Preliminary investigation led law enforcement to suspect that Harris was driving under the influence at the time of the pursuit. The suspect is now facing multiple charges from the Little Rock Police Department, including felony fleeing, reckless driving, driving under the influence, and leaving the scene of a crash. At approximately 1:03 a.m. on the 27th of January 2023, the Arkansas State Police received a request for assistance from the Benton Police Department regarding a fleeing vehicle traveling along Interstate 30. Troopers quickly established a pursuit formation near the Highway 111 entrance ramp onto I-30 and initiated the chase as the suspect vehicle sped through the area. Just seconds after the suspect entered the interstate, Arkansas State Police troopers decided to deploy a pit maneuver in an effort to end the pursuit before the situation became even more dangerous. The tactical impact caused the vehicle to spin violently and crash into the concrete median barrier. After the pit maneuver on Interstate 30, Donovan Shackelford's vehicle spun sideways and slammed hard into the concrete median barrier before coming to a complete stop. Officers quickly moved in on the vehicle, removed the suspect from the car, and took him into custody at the scene without any further resistance. Further investigation revealed that the vehicle driven by Shackelford had previously been reported stolen. Inside the vehicle, officers also recovered evidence connected to a recent commercial burglary. Donovan Shackelford is now facing multiple serious charges, including unauthorized use of property, theft by receiving, forgery, possession of methamphetamine, and felony fleeing by vehicle. At approximately 8:53 p.m. on the 25th of January 2023, the Arkansas County Sheriff's Office requested assistance from the Arkansas State Police in pursuing a gray 2012 Nissan Rogue fleeing southbound along Highway 165. The pursuit quickly stretched across multiple roadways from Arkansas County into Dashcam County toward the Gould area. approximately 9:15 p.m., Arkansas State Police units took over the lead position along Highway 212 as the suspect continued accelerating to speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour in an effort to escape law enforcement. After crossing Highway 65 onto Highway 114, troopers determined that the suspect's reckless driving was creating a serious danger throughout the surrounding rural area. Near the Ivy Road intersection, officers decided to execute a PIT maneuver to end the pursuit. The tactical intervention caused the Nissan Rogue to spin violently before sliding off the roadway and into a flooded field beside the road. After the vehicle was disabled in the flooded area, the suspect complied with commands from law enforcement and was taken into custody at the scene without any further resistance. The Nissan Rogue sustained significant front-end damage from the pit maneuver and was later removed from the scene by CAPS towing services. Following the incident, the suspect was turned over to the Arkansas County Sheriff's Office for further investigation and processing under their jurisdiction. The multi-county pursuit, which reached speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, demonstrated the serious danger fleeing drivers can create on rural roadways during nighttime conditions. At 9:47 a.m. on the 3rd of March 2023, the Arkansas State Police received a report regarding a red 2016 GMC Sierra that had just been stolen in St. Francis County. A patrol trooper later spotted the stolen vehicle along Interstate 40 near mile marker 276. The moment emergency lights and sirens were activated, the driver immediately accelerated and fled. Recognizing that the suspect was approaching a heavily trafficked area and posed a serious crash risk, the Arkansas State Police trooper decided to deploy a TVI maneuver to end the pursuit. The tactical impact to the rear of the GMC caused the truck to spin clockwise, leave the roadway, and crash into a guardrail along the interstate shoulder. After the vehicle was disabled, troopers quickly moved in and took the driver into custody at the scene without any further resistance. The entire TVI maneuver on the rain-slick roadway was clearly captured on Arkansas State Police Dashcam footage. The suspect was identified as Jeremiah Green, born in 2003 and from Memphis, Tennessee. A records check revealed that Green did not possess a valid driver's license and was also wanted for extradition out of Shelby County, Tennessee, in connection with a major theft case. He was later transported to the Crittenden County Detention Center and booked on charges including theft of property, felony fleeing by vehicle, reckless driving, excessive speeding, and driving without a valid license. At approximately 2:17 p.m. on the 21st of February 2023, the Arkansas State Police, ASP, received a request for assistance from the Conway Police Department regarding a black Dodge Charger fleeing eastbound along Interstate 40. As the pursuit moved through the Crystal Hill area, ASP units quickly coordinated and joined the chase.
There, 40. 40, 90, roll with that door down. Stay with them.
After the lead patrol unit experienced issues with its emergency lights and sirens, another ASP unit took over the primary pursuit position near mile marker 151. During the chase, the suspect repeatedly accelerated to speeds reaching 120 miles per hour and carried out multiple dangerous passing maneuvers along the shoulder of the interstate. The pursuit continued past the JFK exit before moving onto W. Pershing Road. As the suspect's driving became increasingly reckless, troopers decided to execute a pit maneuver near the former North Little Rock Police Department headquarters, causing the Dodge Charger to lose control and come to a complete stop. Immediately after the Charger was disabled, the driver, Corey Simmons, abandoned the vehicle and fled on foot in an attempt to escape. Troopers quickly pursued, closed in, and subdued Simmons after a brief struggle in which he resisted and refused to comply with commands. After being evaluated by MEMS personnel and confirmed to have no serious injuries, Corey Simmons was turned over to the Conway Police Department for transport back to Faulkner County for processing. The incident highlighted the extreme danger of high-speed pursuits along Interstate 40, especially as the suspect repeatedly drove at speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour and recklessly used the shoulder to pass vehicles while attempting to escape. At approximately 18 p.m. on the 6th of September 2025, in West Memphis, Arkansas, Sergeant Wright initiated a traffic stop on a vehicle for driving without headlights. However, instead of complying, the driver nearly collided with a truck before immediately accelerating away, triggering a dangerous pursuit through multiple city streets. During the pursuit, the suspect repeatedly drove recklessly, forcing Sergeant Wright to execute multiple TVI maneuvers in an effort to end the chase. Despite the vehicle spinning out several times and sustaining heavy damage, the driver continued flooring the accelerator in an attempt to escape, causing the tires to smoke continuously for nearly 40 seconds. The pursuit ultimately came to an end at an apartment complex, where the suspect continued barricading himself inside the vehicle while repeatedly shifting between drive and reverse in an attempt to escape. ASP troopers working alongside West Memphis police officers were forced to break the vehicle's windows to gain access to the suspect.
I've got a West Memphis with him. No! Stop driving! Put it in park! You shut the vehicle up now. Hands up! Look at me! Hands up! Get out of the fucking car! Now! Get out of the car! Hands up! Get the car!
After several minutes of resistance and refusal to open the doors, law enforcement officers forcibly removed the suspect from the vehicle and subdued him on the ground before successfully placing him in handcuffs at the apartment complex. The suspect was later identified as Jimmy Lee Kegler Jr. Investigators later discovered that the vehicle was equipped with an ignition interlock device intended for drivers with prior alcohol-related offenses, but the device was not functioning in compliance with regulations. Jimmy Lee Kegler Jr. is now facing numerous serious charges, including felony fleeing in a manner that endangered human life, third offense DWI, refusal to submit to chemical testing, resisting arrest, first-degree criminal mischief, violation of driver's license restrictions, failure to maintain insurance, speeding, and failure to obey stop signs. On the 22nd of March, 2024, along Interstate 75 near mile marker 316 inches, Sumter County, Florida, Sergeant Sapp of the Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, spotted a white Honda SUV speeding while displaying several unusual behaviors, including driving with high beams activated and windshield wipers running despite completely dry weather conditions. When Sergeant Sapp attempted to initiate a traffic stop, the driver initially slowed down before suddenly accelerating away and fleeing. The pursuit quickly escalated when the suspect made a dangerous U-turn across the median, nearly causing a head-on collision with oncoming traffic. The Honda continued fleeing at speeds reaching 110 miles per hour, repeatedly passing vehicles on the shoulder and even driving the wrong way along County Road 48 inches, Bushnell. Recognizing that the driver's actions were creating a deadly threat to the public, Sergeant Sapp decided to deploy a PIT maneuver once a safe opportunity became available. The tactical impact caused the Honda to lose control, cross multiple lanes, strike a mailbox, and roll over onto its roof along the roadside. After the SUV rolled over and came to a complete stop, officers quickly moved in on the scene and successfully took the driver into custody. The suspect was later identified as James R. Parridge.
Tractor supply. Okay.
Have a seat.
Tomorrow?
Right now.
Why, man? It's so dirty in here.
At the scene, Parridge appeared disoriented, with a blank stare and paranoid, incoherent speech. After being transported to HCA Florida Ocala Hospital for medical evaluation and confirmed not to have life-threatening injuries, He was transferred to the Sumter County Detention Center. James R. Parrish is now facing charges including fleeing at high speed, driving under the influence, DUI, reckless driving, and resisting law enforcement without violence.
Now, stay in there. Stay in there. Why? Stay in there. Not today. Stay in there. Not. Stay in the vehicle. Stay. Yep, you're staying in there, bud.